So if you wanted to get started in the importation business in Nigeria and you really wanted to learn how to import physical products from maybe the USA, China, or India, or Europe and bring them into Nigeria, resell them and make a huge business out of that, or maybe you license the product from an existing company which already does importing into Nigeria, you really wanted to know how to make a big go of the business, who would you talk to? Who would you learn from? Who would you go to for mentorship on this all important topic? Today, I'm going to bring you an enigma of the importation business in Nigeria, and it's going to absolutely rock your world. Welcome to the very first edition of the Ronaldinho Zumara show, and on today's edition I have I call him I call him the Grand Commander of the importation niche in Nigeria, and he's an incredible guy. His name is Patrick Ogidi. I've known him for 9 years now.
9 years, yeah.
9 years, incredible, wow. Feels like yesterday, man.
Seriously.
So welcome, Patrick.
Thank you.
Welcome
Thank
to
you
the
for having me.
Zumara show.
Thank you for having
The
me.
first edition.
Yeah, wow.
You make history all the time, man.
Of course, I'm a history man.
Okay, so today I just want to talk about importation, the business, or mini importation, like you.
Yeah, it's actually
that's like the tag you gave it.
It's actually mini importation.
Okay,
Because we're not
mini.
going to. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so mini, and I just want to start from the beginning.
Okay.
Before mini importation, who was Patrick?
All right. Patrick used to be a student of Imo State University, Owerri. Okay. I think you played a role in this whole thing because while a student, I used to read one book. One newspaper you write, then you
Success Digest.
Success Digest, yeah.
Oh, nice.
And then in the process, I got challenged about this entrepreneurship thing. You know, how to be on your own after school and all that. So at the point, I just had to make the decision that no, I'm not gonna, I'm not even going to prepare any CV, let alone looking for a job. So when I graduated in 2008,
yep.
I faced the internet thing squarely. All right, I didn't start with mini importation, like every other person, every other successful, netpreneur. I dabbled into a lot of things, the days we talk about.
I think you had one site back then.
Yeah.
That had one very funny name. It sounded scammy.
Some
really.
the cash. Some the cash.
Some the cash.
Yeah.
So, the first time I saw that, I was like, what the heck is this, man? Who the hell is this
that's,
guy?
That's actually the mentality then, people think internet is about just coming and then there's a well or there's a place where you just go and you dig to some point and then you start scooping the dollar. So that's actually what informed that name, Suck the Cash,
Okay.
So we dabbled into a lot of things. I dabbled into a lot of things from the days of the survey to the days of affiliate marketing, Google AdSense. And then that's how we found ourselves here, where we are right now.
Yeah, so you studied in Owerri.
Yes, of course.
Owerri, Imo State.
Yeah.
And so the whole thing started in Owerri.
Yeah, I schooled there. So after my school, after my university, I had to stay back in Owerri for some time.
Yeah, I know I was in Owerri one time and we met up.
Of course.
In Owerri. I think the past night at your place.
Yes.
And and I was
something.
like, this guy. I was like, this guy is so brainy, so clever. What the heck are you doing?
Don't worry.
I mean, come down to Lagos. There's a whole lot happening down there.
Yeah, you said it. And that actually informed my decision to move in 2012 to Lagos.
12.
Yeah, 12.
Okay. So, would you say that moving to Lagos has helped you, like, move up, change levels, like we say here?
Yeah, definitely, yes.
Yeah.
It has in a whole big lot of ways. One thing is I started this when internet was relatively not this known in Nigeria.
Yep.
So while doing it over there, anybody who gets to hear about the kind of stuff you do, they tend to look at you as a scammer, and all that. So, and then I needed a place that that will actually, or that could actually challenge me. The place I schooled,
Great.
you know, I've come to master everything there. I'm not really challenged by the environment, so I just had to, you know, relocate to Lagos. And I think that was actually in response to
My challenge,
your
so to say.
challenges. Yeah, yeah, challenge. You
Yeah.
made me a challenge that I should come over to
Yeah,
Lagos and all that.
yeah, sure. Like I'm asking
Yeah.
you to move over to Lekki now. Right? You know. All right.
Yeah.
So, importation.
Okay.
How did you get started?
All right. First of all, it's mini importation, not importation. We're not talking
Mini.
container load of
Oh, okay.
anything here.
Okay,
all right.
great.
So it's how did I start? Okay. I think that was just from affiliate marketing. I was doing affiliate marketing with ClickBank then, and then I had the course of buying an item online. Then from Inoweri, I was just, you know, checking out the product online, trying to see if I can get it cheaper. Of course, I was very low on cash and all.
Yep.
I started searching and searching. I saw it's actually a phone. So I saw a phone, you know, that looks like that. It's actually an Android phone. On the site aliexpress.com.
Yeah.
That's a popular aliexpress.com. So I, you know, checked it out.
That was in 2012.
This should be around 2010, 2011.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Right.
So I, you know, I reached out to the seller. We got talking. I was afraid. Everybody was, you know, trying to, you know, remind me of the scam thing. They are scammers. They would, you know, eat your money and run.
There
and
are
all
a
that.
lot of scammers there.
Of course,
anyway.
of course. So what I now did was, I'm a risk taker. I just had to take the risk. So about $50 then. You know, I ordered for it, and the truth was I wasn't expecting it to come. I wasn't expecting the item to come. So when it came, it opened a whole new door.
Oh, okay.
And I would say a whole new opportunity for me. So I sat back. I thought about how can I make this work? How can I, you know, get more products like this, you know, from this site and sell to Nigerians? So that was how the idea of the whole mini importation thing came.
Okay, so but when you say mini importation, of course we're not talking about going to
Papa Wolf,
you know,
or
import 140 feet container or 20 feet container and routing it to a Papa Wolf and going to customs and all of that. Now, if I wanted to get started, I want to get started importing products. Lay it out for me, step by step. What do I need to do?
It depends. One, you have to. There should be. You should be interested in something. It's either of the two. Like it's either you want to import for yourself, or you want to import and resell and make profits. You know, I'm more about the second one. Second one. You know, I don't really talk about you going to import for yourself. I mean, that's actually an individual thing. I'm actually about.
That's just you buying stuff.
Good. Yeah, that's just you
like
buying
I
stuff
go
for
to
your,
Amazon and I buy this book,
they ship it
and
to
they
you.
ship it to you.
Yeah.
And
But now I'm talking beyond just buying for yourself. You know, buying. Now, if we were to talk about buying an item that you resell in Nigeria, then you should consider a whole lot of things. You don't just import any item, because of course not everything, you know, that should make you money or that will make you money. So you have to make sure this product is something that's, you know, that has a demand, you know, there's a demand for it already. And then when that is when you've ascertained that, the next thing you want to do is get to the site, start talking with the suppliers. Of course, there are thousands and thousands, if not up to millions of them, and most of them are not legit, you know, so to say.
So how do I know who is legit?
Okay. I would actually want to make it very short for you. I wouldn't say go the routes. I was scammed a lot of times. I wouldn't actually say, okay, take the routes I took so that you'll be scammed and then before you get to my point. No. I would say if you want to do it without getting yourself, without getting hurt, you shouldn't just dabble into it. When you learn it, the person should be able to put you through suppliers. I have people like point men there that can say, okay, this is my point man, just contact him, he help you do all the sourcing, and even go to the companies and inspect the goods for you. Because these guys, when they talk about Nigerians being dubious and scammers, the truth is, I think we learned it somehow from these guys. They are more. They are the scam there happening there.
Like I tell people,
compared to the ones here.
Yeah, because like I tell people, there are more scammers in Iran.
Of course, than the whole of Africa. Than the whole of Africa.
True.
I mean, Chinese, and in fact, an average Chinese merchant, hearing that you are from Nigeria, thinks you know nothing. So the first thing you want to do, if it's actually dubious, is to try to con you, try to scam you.
Wow.
But then there's actually a way around all these things. You know, these platforms to buy all these things from AliExpress, Alibaba, they have ratings, they have reviews that give you an insight into the kind of person the supplier is. So you don't just go and you run into a supplier, you just give your money to them and then they play with you. All right, and then they also have this escrow services now that you don't need to really, even if you make payment and it turns out to be fraudulent, you can still get your money back. You know, they can only end up wasting your time, but you can see. But then I don't go this route anymore, and I don't even tell my students. I just tell them, okay, this is my point man in China. I have a good number of them. You know, connect with him, contact him or her, as the case may be. Tell him what you want. Give her samples or just the links of the product you want to buy, and then you go get you the best offer that you can't even get from the AliExpress.
Oh, great.
Then you also pay whatever through the AliExpress platform, so your money is safe at the end of the day. So in my opinion, that's the best way for a beginner to go into this, because if you want to just start from the ground level, and then you might end up even losing the capital you intend.
I'm assuming you have a course that shows people how to do this.
Yes, I do.
Now before we get to that, let's assume that I don't even have money to pay for your course, right?
Okay.
And but I really want to make this work. I really want to get started.
Right.
So I choose a product.
Okay.
And then I go to AliExpress and I look at the ratings, and I need to understand the ratings, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming I understand the ratings, of course. So I look at the ratings and then I choose a supplier and I pay using AliExpress escrow service.
Yeah.
Now, how does the goods get to me? How do they get here?
All right. By default, you'll be presented with, while ordering, like in the process of paying, you're presented with a couple of options: DHL, UPS, and China Post, Hong Kong Post, and all that. If you want to go the DHL UPS way, of course, you might even find out that the money you'll be paying for the delivery, the logistics alone, might even be like 3 times the cost of the products. That's which chops into your profit margin at the end of the day. Yeah. So, and then if you go with the China Post, Hong Kong Post, then because China Post is the equivalent of an iPost here, it's like very slow.
Okay.
If you go with that option, you might be waiting for up to a month, and then your goods is still on the way coming. So I totally found a new way to it, and I'll be talking about that right away. There's nothing to hide there. It's actually using these are people in Nigeria that does China business, like these guys in Computer Village,
and
Alaba. They go to China. In fact, they have some kind of connections. Like they can even order for products. Their supplier, whatever, puts it in a flight for them, and then it gets to them. And that's very faster, and it's faster than even the DHL and UPS, and even cheaper. All right. So what we do is you connect with these guys. They give you their Chinese address or wherever you're ordering from. They give you their address. You then instead of providing your Nigerian address to your supplier, you tell your supplier to send the goods to the Chinese address.
Oh, okay.
All right. So when the goods get within 24 hours, the goods should be in the Chinese address. Then in another 24 hours, it should be in Nigeria.
Wow.
And it's like it's over 200% cheaper than even the DHL.
Amazing.
Yeah.
48 hours.
Of course.
From point of purchase
to the point
getting
to Nigeria here. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So that's the magic. That's
that's
part of it. That's part of what I mean when I say if you want to just go into this and then follow all the things those sites gives you, then you might get burnt. You might get your fingers burnt at it.
All right. So now the goods come to Nigeria. I mean, it's still imported goods.
Yeah, sure.
Right. So they get to Nigeria. Do you just walk in and get them, or
good.
Do you deal with customs, or what? What happens next?
The beauty of using one of the beauties of using these logistic guys, this Computer and Computer Village and Alaba guys, is that they already have the deals with custom. They already have some kind of arrangement and agreement with custom.
Okay.
I don't know how to do it, and I'm not even interested in knowing how to do it. I'm interested in my goods getting to me as I went due. So what they do is the custom thing. They take care of that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the custom thing. As a matter of fact, it's an experience I had when I was using DHL. DHL had to seize a product I bought that was about I think $100, and they were requesting for 25,000 naira. This was when dollar was about 168 naira per dollar.
Wow.
And DHL sent me an email. The product got to the office in Lagos. They sent me an email that I'm requested to pay 25,000 naira from custom wherever, you know. And I thought to myself, I was almost even about paying the 25,000. I thought to myself that why should I pay? Let me see if these guys are being dubious or if they are for real. So I picked up my phone. I called them. Like, I sounded authoritative. I kind of threatened them that if they are not getting me the goods, that I've actually paid for whatever, if they're not getting me the goods, that they should send it back. So the next day I saw the goods in my address. They brought it to me.
Oh,
and
wow.
this is actually, if I didn't raise a voice, if I didn't take that extra, I would have just gone ahead to pay the 25,000 naira. And I can say that most of these logistic companies, known logistic companies, they just make all those things up themselves.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I buy stuff from Amazon.
Okay.
And because I buy a lot of stuff, I buy books and probably, stuff that I'm interested in. And I ship it to a US address. Okay, so that it's faster.
Yeah.
And then I ship it from the US address, myus.com.
Yeah.
And then I ship it from there to here. And each time it gets here, FedEx sends me an email and says you will have to pay maybe 40,000 naira
Exactly.
or something like that.
So that
and
is
I actually don't ask questions, I just pay.
That's it. That's a lot of people fall for this.
Oh, wow.
But the thing is, they've actually settled with the custom before their goods, before your product arrive at their office. They've actually settled. So they now just quote their own price, and
really?
they want to make more from you for just nothing.
Oh,
You
wow.
know, but in this case, with these guys, you don't have anything to do with custom. You just pay actually $8 per kg, and then maybe 300 naira for clearing. They call it 300 naira for clearing. So at the end of the day, you'll be paying like I think compared to
FedEx.
and then your goods come with peace of mind. As a matter of fact, if your product don't come, within the time they promise, you can actually take it up with them and they will apologize. I'm talking about these logistic companies, not DHL and Co now.
DHL
Yeah, I'm talking
FedEx.
about using these freights. I don't know what they call. They have one Igbo name like that, but I just know they have offices in Computer Village wherever you have Igbo cluster.
guys.
Yeah, Igbo guys.
Clustering.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
So that's actually the best way for a beginner, an old an expert in the business. That's the best way to go about shipping your goods, because shipping can actually be a thorn in the ass if you don't
Understand.
yeah, if you don't understand how it works.
Wow. There's a great insight you just shared here now. Now let's say, okay, I have the goods now. What next? What happens
Good.
next?
Remember, I said before you even decide on something to buy, what to buy, you have to you don't just go and then you buy. As a matter of fact, if you log into AliExpress, Alibaba, you see a lot of, in fact, they position the shiny objects on the front page. So if you're not guided, you might just go ahead and order. So you don't order because it's shiny. You must have done your checks. You must have tried to find out what is hot, what people actually want to buy. So if you've gone ahead to do all this and you've imported that product, the next thing that actually makes selling it easier. I mean, have done because you already have the market. All you need to do is to do the right things and then get your products before them. Then talk about the marketing. Technology, internet basically has made it almost easy for anybody to sell anything from anywhere, even without getting to meet your buyer.
Yeah.
All right. We have platforms like Konga. We have platforms like Jumia and Due Date. And I guess a lot of people do not know that you can actually partner, or a lot of people do not know that 90% of the goods, products you see on these platforms are not even owned by these guys. Like Konga doesn't own 90% of goods on their platform. They own about 10% or thereabout.
Okay.
Merchants mini importers, merchants, like myself and you and whoever, anybody, can actually get these products in, list it on their platform. And because they have the money to, actually invest in advertising, they spread.
Yeah, because I notice sometimes when you go to Konga or Jumia and you click on a product, you tend to see the ads for that product. Whenever you log into Facebook, you probably see it 2 or 3 times.
3 times. They keep flogging and showing the ads and all that. So they actually advertise this thing with their money.
So basically they help you advertise.
They help you advertise and then you share. They just charge you. I mean, they take about less than 10% or thereabout from whatever money you make. They help you do the delivery, collect the money, credit the money in your account
In your
with
account,
them,
yeah.
which you can actually request for, withdrawal to your own account.
Wow.
So that is one way of actually selling this thing, like partnering with all these
Yeah.
e-commerce platforms. Then
Okay.
nothing should also stop you from selling on your own. Like I said, the internet is there. You can create what we call funnel, whatever, to sell wherever. You keep saying if you don't know how to sell that, whatever,
Yeah,
whatever.
definitely, you're not going to run
Of course.
a successful business.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
okay, so you can create your own site and you can sell it
Sell.
off your own site, and so you can run Facebook ads, I assume,
Yeah.
maybe Google ads, and
buy
all of that.
buy ad spaces from high traffic
Yeah.
website blogs and
Okay,
stuff.
sweet. Now let's talk about the big elephant in the room:
Okay.
shipping.
Good.
Because a couple of weeks ago, Jason was here.
Okay.
Jason Njoku,
Njoku,
the
yeah.
CEO of Iroko,
Iroko.
and he said something. He asked me, and he said, "What do you think is the reason?" No, he said, e-commerce is dead in Nigeria. And I
Yeah.
said no. I said because I know a lot of young guys, and I was actually talking about you and a couple of the other guys who do the mini importation thing, and I said no. I do not think it's dead. I think you are wrong.
Okay.
What I think is the problem is how the companies are going about it.
Yeah.
And he said, so how do you think they should have gone about it? And I said, well, I think it's silly that I have to buy 3 different products from Konga, and Konga charges me, or Jumia, a different shipping fee for each of them
When they are sending it to the same
when they're
address.
sending it to the same address. I said, that's one. The second one is a lot of merchants list products
Okay.
on Jumia, and when you order it, you get something else.
Yeah.
So there's a breach of trust. So it makes a lot of people very, very reluctant to buy stuff. So because if you're going to change people's buying behaviors, you have to make sure that you build trust.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but when somebody buys something and then he gets the stuff delivered and he sees something else, that breaks trust. So it's not a good way to get people to change their buying habits.
Yeah.
Right? So how do you overcome this?
Okay, good. Good thing is, apart from I think Jumia and Due Day, Konga has opened their doors, to allow merchants with them on their platform to self-deliver their products.
Oh, great.
Like you don't have to really take it to Konga, because I think because of this mix-up and a whole lot, you give Konga an item to deliver to a customer, he delivers something else. I mean, so Konga has actually opened the doors that allow merchants self-deliver their products. Now, what I do is I approach the logistic company, local logistic companies now. And
there are like a million of them.
Yes,
now.
Thousands of them. Even though a lot of them are scammers and thieves.
Yeah.
They're just interested in. They will collect they will deliver the product, collect your money, and then they won't pay you. Okay, so I
We'll talk
reach out.
about that
Yeah, of
next,
course.
though.
I reach out to them. We'll sign an agreement. As a matter of fact, I get them to sign an extra agreement this time around. I don't just sign the basic whatever. I get them to sign something extra that if you don't pay my money, within a certain time, I can take a legal action. So if they can't assent to such agreement, then there's no point going in with them. So what I get them to sign an agreement. Then when these orders come, either from Konga, or when I make them directly from my website, I just
you still list on Konga too?
Yes, of course.
Well,
that's like
great.
like just taking advantage of those guys
like
have
a
big
free
money
platform, yeah.
of a free platform. They have
Yeah.
big money to
And they can
spend on
advertise it.
advertise. So
Yeah.
you just put it there while you also concentrate on your thing. Now, when I get these orders, I do the deliveries myself. And since I've started doing the deliveries myself, I've noticed that delivery rates increase while complaints rates
Reduce.
dropped drastically. Yeah. So I think the best thing to do is sell on these platforms for Konga that allows you to self-deliver. Don't use that delivery platform, because the truth is they have a lot of things to deliver, and at the end of the day they end up mixing up stuff. So to avoid that, just get the sales from their platform and do the delivery yourself.
So which company do you use?
Okay, good. I don't know. I would have loved to mention the name of one, but because I will need to talk bad about them, I won't mention their name. Actually, I don't use them actually. I no longer use them. I was using one. The name starts with T. All right. It's a very big company with very good network of delivery, dispatch, and everything. But the thing is, their management is just crap. they owe me, running into millions. They will tell you instead of paying, they won't pay. At the end of the day, they tell you stories and all that. So I was using them for like 2 years, and I stopped early this year. I stopped. Then I switched to one other one again. They call FX Delivery. And please don't use FX Delivery. Don't use them. Yeah, the owner could be watching, and he should be ashamed of himself if he's watching. Don't use FX Delivery. They were doing well all of a sudden, and then they stopped. But right now, I use a company it's actually a very small company. The thing is,
I want you to mention the
I'll mention the name. They call it EDS. EDS, yeah.
Okay.
It's owned by a friend. She actually managed a logistic company for someone.
Okay.
You know, so she pulled out, and then I encourage her to start at home because she knows the business inside out.
Okay.
The reason I'm not selling them. You can use them. You can decide not to use them. The reason I love them is because you can actually speak with people that matters in the business. All right. If you have issues,
which is always a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, which is always a good thing.
Mr. Rona, the reason there are lots of returns is not actually those guys on the field delivering. It's actually the customer service. Like when if a customer makes an order and he or she fails to receive the order on the agreed time and date, I mean, there should be some kind of communication.
Yeah,
Customer, sorry, yeah. But in this case, the case with the company that the name starts with T and all that, you don't even have access to anybody. Nobody to talk to. Now you talk, I will not be talk that one. But it's fine. All right, so that's it. But this very one, EDS, I use them. It's owned by a young lady. Just call her. This is what is happening, and then she makes sure your item she makes sure she gets to the root of the item. Like root of the and then she end up either delivering, or if the customer rejects whatever, but she will get to the root of the item before you give up or whatever.
Wow.
So that EDS and a couple of other ones that
I
don't use. Yeah, I think eds.com.ng. eds.com.ng. When you go, make sure you communicate with Miss Blessing. That's the lady, and you can tell her you learn about this from this show. All right. When you mention this show, you can also mention my name so that she will kind of listen.
Wow. This is incredible, man.
Yeah.
I'm learning tons myself, right? You know, so now the product has been delivered, right?
Okay.
Now, I'm sure EDS has terms by which they send your payments and all of that. Now, let's talk about the other elephant in the room, which is payments before delivery.
Okay.
Now, I think my opinion, right, is we are training buyers to not pay us before we send them something.
Okay.
And I think that's a bad thing.
It's a bad thing.
Maybe because I come from the internet marketing background where I sell digital products and you have to pay first before you get that. But I think it's a bad thing. I think having people sit back at home and then I bring them the product before they pay for it. So I would have incurred cost of transporting it.
Okay.
You know, and
then if it fails to deliver, you incur another cost of bringing it back to you.
So I think it's wrong. I want to get your opinion on that.
Okay, the opinion is first I will need to I will have to blame. They've actually admitted to it. Blame the big guys in the industry, Konga, Jumia. They've actually admitted to being the pioneers of this
pay on delivery thing.
Pay on delivery monster. All right, because when they started, they gave Nigeria. Amazon doesn't do payment on delivery.
Yeah.
But then it doesn't stop them from selling and
they're like the biggest. They have a shipping line
of
now.
Course.
They have their own shipping line.
Now, when these guys started, they just made it very easy. I know it was. I understand it might be easy for Nigerians. Remember when this internet thing, when like information marketing thing started, people were skeptical, but people were still paying.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? But at the point they got used to it, that yes, so I have to pay before I get this. But these guys, they made people understand that you have to get this before you pay. So when they could no longer cope, when the pressure and the Nigerian thing, they started regretting. Like somebody sits in front of his computer and orders for 5 different items. One item, he needs just one, and then he sees 5 different sellers selling the same item. He ordered. His thinking would be anybody that comes first, forgetting that the other 4 persons need to pay, to have the item delivered. Not like they are sending it free or they are using some. Now you bring the item, he tells you he has received, or he's no longer interested, or he's at home. The reason is always, I traveled, I'll be coming back next month. I mean, that kind of stuff. And then the merchant loses money trying, sending the item to them. But the only way unfortunately, it's difficult, trying to curb this or trying to avoid this. It's not just possible to avoid. Even if you say you're not doing payment on delivery, the truth is you are not going to make much headway in this business, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
So the only way that led me to like finding a way around, cutting down the number of returns we get, because actually the return that's the issue. All right. Now what we do is when we get these orders, you make sure you call the customer. Like the order comes in, you call the customer. You just made an order of product A, and the price is this, and you've chosen cash on delivery option. Is that correct? Yes. We are going to be dispatching tomorrow, and you'll be receiving it within 3 to 5 or 6 business days.
Okay.
Are you okay with that? Yes. And this is the address. You read out the address. Are you okay with? So if the person, gives yes to all these questions, then you've made the first step progress. Like you can ship.
Yeah.
And then when you ship, it's not just enough, because Nigerians could easily, they say, no, I can't even remember. Maybe when they're trying to. Then after like 3 days, you call them. Your item is on the way. I mean, the point here is you keep in touch. You keep in touch. So by doing this, I've come to realize that I've come to understand realize that 80% of the return rates, like the return rates dropped by 80%.
Wow.
That doesn't mean it will stop entirely, because I've met a lot of people that you still call them, you order this, they give you yes and all that. You bring it, it's either they stop picking, or they tell you they just traveled, or they are whatever, one cock and bull story and all that. So the only way
I had one incredible story one time.
Okay.
Somebody delivered a product to a buyer, and when they got to the buyer said, "Oh, I just wanted to see if you people will really deliver."
It was actually me. I shared it on Facebook.
Oh, really?
Yes, I shared it on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
I shared it on. There are two extreme cases like that. I wasn't serious. So, I mean, this is in Calabar. They've been calling this guy, calling him. And then when they eventually got to him, he said, "Oh, he came, he saw the product. No, I was only joking. I never knew you would deliver it." I mean,
wow.
You can't kill him. You can't do nothing. Then the other guy was in front of on top of his car. Then the delivery man was calling him. He didn't know he was backing the delivery man, and the delivery man was telling the delivery man that he just traveled out. He just traveled out of Lagos, that he should come back next month, and he was there. He was just in front of the delivery guy on top of his car. I mean, so this is the bad side of
yeah.
But in all, I should be honest and factual. It's payment on delivery actually, because they've been conditioned. People, especially in our country, were conditioned to believe that you are supposed to get it.
So you can't really totally eliminate it.
If you eliminate it, it could cost you a whole lot of sales. Except maybe you have some exceptional powers, but that's just it.
Exceptional power, magical power.
Magical powers.
Okay. Wow, this has been good. So the customer gets the goods and the delivery companies pay you, of course, at set times, depending on the agreement that you have with them. Now, how do you, because I'm a marketer, right?
Okay.
And I always want to see how I can raise my order value.
Of course.
Okay. So do you do upsells?
Okay, good. Okay, I think I thought you were leading to a point, but I will address that first, like getting your money from this logistic company. Yeah. That's another tug of war.
Oh wow.
when matter has entered money level, it becomes something else. The sheep in them turns to a lion. So if you're reaching an agreement with a logistic company, when you are signing it, they can agree to anything.
Yeah.
You have to let them know that, see, this money you are paying me is what actually keeps this business going. All right. If you don't pay me in a week, I stop giving you. That's actually what I made them. I forced them to sign. If you don't give me in a week, I stop giving you. If you don't pay me when you're supposed to, I don't give you anything starting from the upper week. And if you don't pay the other week, like the upper week, I start taking my legal action. So you have to really, because these guys are crazy.
Okay.
My friend is being owed 7 million naira by Tranex right now.
Wow.
All right, you might know him, Adewale Lagos. You should know him. He
Oh,
runs one
wow.
in
Yeah.
Shetty.com. Yeah, he's being owned a huge sum of money. Like he's helpless, don't even know what to do. Where does it start
Crazy.
from? Like where
Crazy,
what?
man.
I mean, and it's if not for the guy's kind of spirit, he would have just given up or something. Now back to your question about how to raise
No, before we get to the question, we
okay,
need to really cross the T on this
okay,
one. Now, how do you now you're established, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
I think
yeah,
I believe you have some leverage,
yeah, of
you know,
course.
already that you can use to force these guys to agree to your own extra terms.
Yeah, sure.
Now, if I'm just getting
A
started,
starter, all right.
what do I do?
Okay, what I tell my students, and I'm assuming anybody watching this video, you know, would like to toe that line is when you go to these guys, all right. One, okay, like if you go to the EDS guy, you need to mention that yes, because I personally, I warned the lady, like I told her that if I get complaints from any of these guys I'm bringing, that means I'm failing. So I don't want to fail. And if it happens, I'll pull them out. I'll tell them to stop. So she assured me, even if there are bound to be issues, but the thing is, the only promise she's making is she will always do her best to solve it. All right.
Okay.
To get them to agree to this is, when you are dealing with them, don't deal with them like men. You are hungry. You are like you've got no other option. If it's not them, then you are out of business or something. You talk to them like men. We are going into business, which you'll be making money from me to keep your business going, even though you are offering me a service. So you have to you have to actually get that at the back of your mind, not like doing it like you're doing me a favor. All right. You don't go to if a trainers guy. Okay, for example, I don't know if you work for anybody, the trainers will tell you, okay, come to the office. But no, I say no, come to my office, because a lot of these people come to my office every day. So why should I now come to your office when? I mean, so they come. So when they come, you take it up from there. You build from there. Like you've come now. This is what I want, and this is what I don't want, and this is what I can do. Always make sure you tell them about the legal side. Like you can take legal action anytime. You're not just the normal Nigerian that will just say, let it go. I can't do nothing.
Exactly.
You know? So
exactly. I mean, amazing, amazing, man. Okay, so now, upsells.
good. In the information marketing days, they will say the money is not even in your front offer. It's not even in the front end. It's in the upsell. What I've come to find out is that a lot of these guys into this mini importation thing, I teach them upsells a lot. They leave out where the most money is even made, like where the big bucks are made. They're just interested in maybe making a sale, and that's it. No. I think I was discussing, I was sharing an idea with someone yesterday, and I told the person, do you know I've not really added any new new lead into my funnel for 2 months, into a particular funnel I sell imported items, you know, but then it hasn't affected my order rates much, like almost the same thing, like as in just the same thing, like I'm still adding. And then the person was, why? What did you do differently? I said, okay, I don't just get them and send them directly to my sales page, assuming I'm selling from my site. You know, I don't just get them and send them to my sales page, which is what most of people out there do.
Yeah, do.
What I do is I make sure I get your contact information first before I even tell you about the product.
Names, email,
phone number, so that I can always follow up. Now that helps me in 2 ways. One, they said take 7 contacts to make a sale. You know, that's what experts tell us. Let's assume you don't even buy anything. You don't buy on the first contact. You see my sales page, you don't buy. Assuming I didn't get your contact, that means I may have lost you forever.
Yeah, exactly.
But if I had gotten your name, your phone number, your email, that gives me the opportunity of reaching you, you know, from time to time, reminding you of the offer. Your reason for not buying earlier could be that I don't have the money now, or maybe I'm just waiting for my salary. And then because I'll be hitting your inbox and your phones, when your salary comes, since the product, if you actually need the product, the next thing you do is to make plans to get it. Okay, that's one. All right. The second one is, if you've gotten it, if you order, and I have your information, I follow up with upsell for whatever product you're selling. There's a bigger product that can actually fit in. Like if you're selling what do I use as an example now? Okay, let's say if you're selling a weight loss slimming belt, for example, which sells crazily. You know, a lot of people want me to give them product that sells. So let's say weight loss, these belts they wear, you know, around their waist and in their tummy to burn fats. You know, people sell it. You know, you could be using it in marketing and all that. Now some people sell it and then they think that's just it. But then I go the extra length of maybe this guy wants to lose weight.
Yep. Obviously.
Of course. What other products do I just tell him about? Like tell him about, and he'll be interested. Like 50 to 60% chances that he want to get it. Anything that has to do with the losing weight, she wants to get it. All right. Now I go out looking for products.
Man.
Go out looking for products. It might not be an imported product this time. That's even the funny thing.
No.
It might not even be an imported product this time. It might be a product you can source locally. Yeah. You know, you just source for the products and then you follow them up, tell them about the products, and then you find out that you make more money from the same ad spend. Like if you spend $100 to bring in that prospect, and maybe he has bought your front end product, which is the slimming belt, for example, and then you tell him about the product that sells higher. Most times you could sell at your own price. Yeah, of course you buy and then you sell at your own price. In fact, it becomes easy for them to buy. You make more money without even spending.
Yeah, because they already trust you anyway.
Yes, for delivering on your promises the first time, like delivering, you know, from buying from you before. For buying from you before, the trust has been there. So buying again becomes very easy.
Easier.
Now, if 100% buys your front end product, you could find out that at the end of the day, 40-50% to be buying
the
upsell, which is a huge money you would have left on the table.
Fantastic, man.
Yeah.
Fantastic. This has been incredible, man. So I have a couple of questions here.
Okay.
So I asked members of the group, the Sell Your Brain Society group, to ask some questions. So I think a couple of them have been answered. So I'm just going to ask maybe one or two of them. Emenike Manuel says, what can you say about Alibaba's 11-11 as a marketing strategy? Okay. So what can you say?
All right. I think Alibaba's 11-11 strategy is just like we have the Konga Yakata and Jumia Black Friday, Cyber Monday. It's something that has been there, and you can actually, depending on how you're selling though, if you're selling from your website, it becomes very easy. Like you can find a way and throw in some kind of offers like this. It's just like
maybe on Val's Day you could call your own Red Tuesday,
whatever. So it's not like when you hear 11-11 you think it's something extraordinary. It's something that's common. Okay. So you can actually get that you know, bring that in your business as well.
Oh, okay. Wow. So Tony Olaoluwa says, okay, what strategy will you use to specifically target pharmacies for your already selling Nigerian-made health products? All right,
Tony, right? Yeah. I think what Tony is actually trying to ask, she or he, I don't know.
Is it she? Okay.
She tried rephrasing the question, you know, not to really, you know, make open what the kind of thing. I think she's in one of these multi-level marketing companies that sell health products. Okay. She actually wants to know how you can
get those products into pharmacies.
The thing is, one, the product, is it new? Okay, let's assume it's new. Let me share a case study. A friend is a member of one of these multi-level marketing company, Kedi. As a matter of fact, he doesn't sell anywhere apart from to pharmacies, to all these guys that sell the drug shops. Yeah. He went to them, he wrote them a proposal, because he makes he buys the product for, let's say, let's say for 10,000 naira, and then he sends out proposals to pharmacies around. See, this is what this product can do. It's NAFDAC approved, so there's nothing to worry or fear about. You place it here. This is how much you can sell it, and then this is how much I'll take. All right. Now, the guy makes just peanuts from the pharmacists pay him peanuts, like peanuts. But the thing is, he sells more than anybody. He sells a lot. Remember, he gets some kind of commissions from the network.
Yeah, because it's a network marketing company.
Yeah. So I think the strategy you use is to actually approach them, reach out to them, and tell them this is what this product does. This is it upfront, no payments. Let them buy. This is how much. You reach an agreement with them. But then, if it's a multi-level marketing product, I will advise, don't get greedy. Let them take the lion's share. since it's a new product, you actually want it out there. So let them take the lion's share, and
Of
then
the
work.
retail profit,
Yes,
of
and
course,
then you work on your whatever the network, whatever they pay you for buying.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
that is the strategy. I think
Fantastic.
should work.
Okay, so final question.
Okay.
Lucky Ikwese says, how do you avoid underpricing your product just because it's relatively new to the market?
Okay. Ronald, I think in 2000 there's this your course you call short report profits. You said something like that. That's actually where I learned, where I advanced my pricing technique. All right. One, you don't have to assume you're the only one selling it. They are actually your competition. So you have to make a note of your competition, the people you have in the business. How much are they selling? Look at their marketing strategies. Look at their USP. Like what are they resounding? What is their selling point?
What's their offer?
What's their offer? All right. Now, if you are selling a particular product, this is how I do it. If it's actually a product I import, most of these products are cheap. So if it's a product I import and I see that 10 persons are selling the same product in the market within the range of, let's say, 3,500 to 5,000 naira. This is what I do. I could decide to sell for 5,000 naira and I'll be making profit. I could also decide to sell for 4,500. But what I would do is I will put my own price. I will set my own price at 5,000 naira. All right, and then I will go and look for a complementary product that those guys don't have, don't offer. I will look for a complementary product that most times these products are, as in they are just very cheap. I just bundle them together. I say, people out there. Then in my marketing, my message will now be, people, you get this product, just this product for this price, between 4,000 to 5,000. But now I'm giving you this and this together for this. As you can see, it's a bargain. So you want to get
fantastic.
That's actually how. That's actually how I do it.
All right, I know you have it, because where can people go learn this from you? Like, I mean, this is just a 30-40 minute interview.
Yeah.
Where can they go learn
okay,
this?
I have a course at www.importmanifesto.com.
Import Manifesto.
Yeah, Import Manifesto.
So I'll have the link under the YouTube videos so that you guys can easily access that. Importmanifesto.com.
Yeah.
So is it a video course?
Yeah, it's a video course. It's a video course.
Video course. So
like you get into the membership platform and you watch the videos, ask questions and interact.
Oh, fantastic. And they have access to you, of course.
Of course,
once
they
buy.
They do, yeah. They do.
Okay. Sweet. We've had an incredible time together. Wow. I hope you come back to the show.
Of course.
This time we'll talk about something else.
I'm a friend of Sell Your Brain Society.
Yeah.
That side is taking over. I don't know if you're not aware. You're not aware. It's taking over. It's taking over the whole of the internet. I look at the kind of things happening in that platform sometimes. I just marvel.
Yeah. And it's been great. We want to take it to #1.
Sure, of course.
With the help of people like you.
Of course.
All right. So thank you for coming on the Ronald Nzimara show. Thank you guys for watching. So one last thing.
Okay.
Tell our audience.
Yeah.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
You just watched I think episode 1, right?
Yeah.
That means you're having tons and tons of this.
Every week.
From you pulling the leaders in the industry and all that. So you don't want to miss any of these interviews. So how do you do that? Make sure you look towards the bottom of this video, just below this video. There's this red subscribe button, right? Yeah. Click on it. Just click on it, and then you'll be subscribed. Whenever there's a new video, they get alerted. So that's it. So just make sure you subscribe, and then you'll be on it. Thank you.
All right. So thank you, man. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Mr.
Thanks
Ronald.
for coming, bro.
All right.
So guys, I'll see you next week.
All right.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our channel.